All right, right back into it with another episode here. This might be a longer episode. There will be explosions. I'm KingMob4313, and I'm playing, this time, OpenXCOM Unmodded, which is the open source implementation of the older 1994 XCOM game. Thank you, Kat. Welcome. Good to have you in the chat still. This is my third stream of the day, just doing a series of smaller streams to kind of explain what the mod is, what the older XCOM 1994 game is, and why I'm still playing it when there's a perfectly great reboot out there. So here, I'm going to explain how I play XCOM and some of the decision making behind what I'm doing in the game. So I put a base here in North America, right, and smack in the middle. Got my small radar providing coverage over North America. Base, again, I've turned off one of the options which allows me to lay out the base the way I feel. The reason why you want to go with a different sort of base arrangement is when you're doing a base defense, they can come in through the radar, the hangars, and the access lift. So if you're facing down a base invasion, you have no place to hide. They're going to be coming from 3 different directions. So if you set up a firing line here in your laboratory, they can come from behind, they can come from the north, they're going to come from this direction. So what a lot of people do is they'll end up with a situation, they'll set up a situation where they have a hangar here, hangars are all on the line, access is right here, and the rest of the base is down here, so you can hide in the back end of the base and defend it easier. But I'm going to show you what I have here. So I have a big old batch of trashy soldiers. Actually, they're not that bad. A little slow in the time units. Time units, again, are your ability to move and take action on the battlefield. All actions take a certain amount of time units. Firing generally takes a percentage of your time units. So when you see 33, it means 33%. But movements 4 to 6, moving stuff from your backpack or your belt or your hand takes a certain amount of time from the inventory for your soldiers. No armor. Although one of the things they don't tell you in the game is that the armor none, which is the jumpsuit, starts with a base amount of armor. It's not very much. I think it's 6, but at least it provides some protection. Let's see how my soldiers are looking. That's not bad. Lots of really good throwing accuracy. You'll find that a lot of the soldiers will have really high throwing accuracy as opposed to firing accuracy. I mean, this soldier should just get sacked, but I'm not going to do that because this is just a short run through of how to play the base game. I'm not going to worry too much about how bad my soldiers are. A lot of these soldiers I would sack and hire a new bunch, and just keep replacing them until I get people with good time units and good firing accuracy. But don't really care that much right now. So first thing I do once I get in game is I go to my interceptors and I pull off the stingrays and the cannons. Cannons are absolutely worthless. They're good for shooting down very small UFOs, but you're not going to be facing very small UFOs. So replace them with missiles as soon as you can. In fact, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go none, none, avalanche. And I'm going to disarm this one and go none, none. Okay, so that takes care of my interceptors. Cat, well, that's misleading. What do you mean that's misleading? And I'm speaking to Catastrophe Black in the chat here, and my own cat is trying to poke me in the kidneys. Yes, the no armor. I played this game for years before I actually found out that you actually had some armor under the armor none. It's because the game was bugged. There actually is in the code UFOpedia, which is leftover, something Micropro suggested to the developers they put in there, much like the Civipedia from Civilization. There is an actual entry in the game for the base armor. It's just turned off by default. You can't actually see it. I played for years and years and years and didn't know that you started with a base amount of armor. So next I go to sell sack. I sell all of these other missile types. Keep the avalanche missiles. Sell the cannons. Sell the cannon rounds. Cat. Well, I guess I should show the cat. People like cats. This is Dima. He is a black cat. He is extremely heavy and fat and nervous. And he's not liking the fact that I'm wearing this mask. He's giving me a face. So, go away. Get you later. Yep, that looks good. You're going to want to sell all those worthless weapons. And first thing you're going to need is you need scientists. So I'll purchase 10 scientists. And yes, everybody loves cats, especially the internet. Let's see here. 3 avalanche launchers and another pile of missiles. So I'm going to grab 8 more missiles here. That looks pretty good. Go check my craft here. I don't think I have... No tank. I'll equip the autocannon. It's at that laugh. No, I don't like your face. No, Dima did not like my face. He does not like this mask. Now he's over investigating other things. I'm going to put the rocket launcher and rockets on. Smoke grenades, because that's going to be important. All right. So that's the first step taken here. Now we just gotta wait for those rockets to appear here. Yeah, I did make the purchase. So make a second purchase here and get ourselves a rocket launcher tank. 480,000. I'll get 4 rockets here. And I'll buy the types of ammo we don't have for the cannon and the autocannon. I buy some more autocannons too, because that's the only thing that's worth using. Buy some large rockets and incendiary rockets. There is no armor-piercing rocket. That's something added with my mod. And electro flares, because if you can't see in the dark, you're going to get shot into burger. So yeah, that's set up. That's set up. Research. I generally go for the laser weapons first, and as other things get unlocked, I will swap out numbers of scientists. Another difference in this game between this and the 2012 game, commenting back on the earlier episode today, you can only research one thing at a time. In this, you can control how many scientists you put on each project. Although it takes up a certain amount of space depending on the project. Same thing with manufacturing. You can set how many engineers you want, but each project will also take a certain amount of space. So if you have one workshop and the workshop only has, shown here in the base information, 50. If you have 50 engineers and the project takes up 10, you can only put 40 on that project without getting another workshop. So range detection 1. Let's do another quick thing. Transfers. I go to transfers. It'll tell me how long it will take for these items to get here. Avalanche launcher, 48 hours, 24 hours for everything else. Okay, so research is put together. For my facilities, I immediately go buy a large radar system. Right there. And that's pretty good. Now it's just a matter of waiting. So, the timer on. 24 hours roll by. Whoop, there we go. There we got our ammo. Our electro flares. Another 24 hours roll by. Our rockets for the tank arrive before the tank. And our avalanche launchers. So I'll go to the base. Equip the craft. Now, why am I putting on the avalanche? The avalanche are the highest damage missiles in the game, in the base game. Also the longest range missiles in the game of your starting weapons. So, longest range, highest damage. There's, other than the fact that they only have 3 shots, there's no reason not to always be using them. The Stingrays are shorter range, hold more missiles, do less damage. Do more damage total, but then you have to be within engageable range with the UFOs, and your interceptors will be taking damage. And that's the last thing you want. Okay. I need to get myself another few of our soldiers here. There we go. 12 soldiers. Roll forward here. I just equipped the interceptors with the proper weapons. You see they're rearming 3 hours and 6 hours. Time rolls forward. Yep. Attachment back Jeopardy plays. Yep. Oh, look at that. Research completed. Laser weapons. Now I can research the laser pistol. And just like that, with the base game, I am playing on easy, so it's taking less time to research than it does on a higher difficulty. But once I have this, and once I start producing this, all of the base bullet weapons are pretty much worthless now. I should just be continually rolling with laser pistols, laser rifles, and so on, and rocket launchers. So all this stuff I just bought is pretty much useless. Now, in a higher difficulty, I'm playing on beginner. In a higher difficulty, it will take longer to research that. It won't take 4 days to produce laser weapons. But still, it does make everything obsolete immediately as soon as you get that smallest weapon for the laser tier. Alright, let's... 10 scientists, go to base. Again, go apportion my scientists on here as quickly as possible. Got that project. Just I thought, why didn't we think of this sooner? Exactly. If we could just have 10 scientists working in a room for 4 days to produce directed energy weapons that can fit on your shoulder or in your pocket. That's yeah. Elon Musk's watch your pocketbook. There we go. Tech rocket launcher. So once again, the tank takes up 4 spots of shoulder space. Oh, I need to buy more ammo for the tank because the tank takes 8. And that was something I changed in my mod. That the tank only takes 1 instead of having to buy individual rockets for the tank. You're buying packs of rockets. Do that real quick. Roll forward here. 6th of the month. By the 10th of the month, I should get my first UFO. My first UFO contact. Just gotta wait. Watch the world go by. Base, quick craft. Put on my tank. And despite the fact that tanks are very expensive, they could take a high amount of damage. And unlike your soldiers, they don't gain experience. And they always get instantly repaired when you return to base. So have them get off the bus, get off the Sky Ranger, which I also colloquially call the bus. Have them get off the bus first, so they can take the shots that your humans can't take. Get those 10 electro flares in there quickly. Well, I have played this game before. Katri says, geez, you thought you played this game before. It's been a while since I've played the base unmodded game. In fact, I think I haven't played it in more than 10 years. Because I have my mod, and I like my mod. I mean, my mod was mostly built for me. I know, Kat. I know you kid. That's part of the fun. And thanks for talking to the chat there, Kat. Okay, let's put this back on 1 hour here. A nice look at that geoscape. Oh, I did leave one modified thing on there. It uses a more realistic day-night Terminator based on the time of year. As you can see, it's January 1st, so above the Arctic Circle, it's always dark. There we go. Laser pistol is an effective implementation of a new technology. It means a pistol with a faster and more accurate firing. So as you go up in tiers of weaponry, the weapons become higher damaging and more accurate. So there's no Tony Ortiz. This shows a little smirking face. This emote is the Twitch version of /S for sarcastic. Thank you, Tony. Didn't know that. All right, so now we can research laser rifles. So I'm gonna start researching the laser rifle until I get some alien alloys or get that first battle, and now I can produce my first. Oops. Excuse me. Interrupting myself here. Produce my first laser pistols. 6 days. Shouldn't take too long. Again, I'm on a low difficulty. Emotes are their own language. It helped if I made the chat window a little bit bigger so I can see it. Oh, there's a small UFO on the ground. So I almost always put an interceptor over it in case it takes off. Let it start flying there because it is faster than the Sky Ranger, and then I send the Sky Ranger in. There we go. You're ready to go. Nonsense. Simpson thuds. Hooray, nonsense. That sounds like potential for unintended emote hilarity. Indeed. Okay. Make sure everybody's equipped properly here. Are you carrying a pistol? No one should be carrying a pistol. That's our main weapon. Okay, see what you have here. I'm gonna try to make my best here with this heavy cannon. So I'm gonna put some grenades in it, some high explosive ammo in it. Hope for the best. Good, rocket launcher. Okay. That has armor-piercing ammo in it. I don't want that. I want high explosive ammo in it. Set the timer for that. Smoke grenade. Cat says unintended something, and now people are having fun with the emotes in the chat. Firing lasers. Okay. What else? Missing here. Ammo for the cannon. And for the autocannon, I'll put some incendiary in there. All right. Okay. First turn of tactics. Now explain why I do things. Again, due to the way the game is designed and a design oversight, when you take your first turn, the aliens are going to be all over the map doing various things. Hey guys, let's go fight aliens in jumpsuits. Worked for the Ghostbusters, right? Zip zap thud? But I do not suggest it. So again, as I was saying, all the aliens are going to have all their time units, which means they are ready to make reaction shots on you because they have their full time units. They can fire multiple shots, and it's your reactions and time units versus their reactions and time units in like an equation. And the more time units they have sitting around, the more likely they are to be able to fire at you. And you don't want them firing at you as you get off the Sky Ranger. We've all seen D-Day depictions. It's not good. So first thing out, I throw that smoke grenade down. Cat asks, wait, how do we know the aliens are wearing jumpsuits? Oh, you'll find out. We're going to do an autopsy on one eventually. So smoke grenades out in the first turn. Sometimes I'll set the tank out in the first turn, but not this time. Again, this is the only weapon on the tank. It's a rocket. You have 8 rockets, and then the tank can do nothing. That's why in my mod I added an auxiliary weapon, which is generally the tank's a tank that uses explosives. It'll have a kinetic weapon, a bullet-based weapon as a secondary. If it's got a primary weapon as a kinetic weapon, like a cannon or a machine gun, it'll have a grenade launcher as a secondary. Yes, in the base game, you can't prime the grenade in the equip screen. So then turn, I'd have to prime it, then throw it, which you'll have plenty of time to do in the first turn. So pass your first turn. Let the grenade go off. Especially in the UFO missions, you're not on any timer. They're not out there killing innocents. So you can wait. Hey, look at that. There's a sectoid just chilling right outside and ready to shoot. As you can see, the tanks got a lot of armor, 90 armor. Didn't take any damage from that shot. Yeah, you have to let them. You have to let them burn off their time units, because otherwise they're gonna shoot you in the hamburger. Right now, this guy's moved around. He's done a few things, so he was only able to fire once, even though I'm moving around a ton in front of him. So I'll move off my soldier here. I'll go auto shot on this guy. Good, didn't injure myself, which is unusual. That's one bad thing about using a automatic, which effectively an automatic grenade launcher, is that you can very easily do damage to yourself. Okay, got some light out here. Oh, looks like we got plenty of map here. Edge of the map's there. Yeah, that's the problem everybody faces when they first play the game, is that you step off in that first round and everybody's ready for you. You gotta let them do what they were doing before. If they don't see you in that first round, they'll continue doing whatever their AI is telling them to do. So everybody's first, as Kat asks, yeah, this explains why everybody gets wiped out. So yeah, you can, in the base game, yes, or in my mod too, because I allowed the aliens to use blaster bombs, is that they're not going to have blaster bombs this early in the game, but they can fire a guided missile straight into the back of your Sky Ranger and kill everybody. Because this game doesn't play. Okay, so let's get 4 people off of here. On a mission I don't have a tank, I'll take 6 off. But in this one, I only take 4 off, because the tank is considered 4. Good job with the names. Okay. Move up people here. Face the walls. Is one of the things that can happen, and my friend Shawnee Constant had happen in his game by a soldier named Evelyn. She had the autocannon and was located in the back here, and she kept seeing aliens moving around out the back of the Sky Ranger. And she would start firing wildly towards the back of the Sky Ranger, hitting other soldiers and causing panic and friendly fire kills and all sorts of fun things. So, I'm gonna pass my turn. Oh, bold of you to assume that we're not hiding in that smoke. So, I'll take the auto shot. You see, the auto shot on the base rifle's kind of worthless. 14% accuracy. 24%. Aim shot's not bad, though. But one other thing they don't explain in the game, and I've explained before previously, is while that's 14%, it generates a cone for that 14%. And it's not like in 2012 where they roll the dice and say, oh, this dice roll came under that 12%, therefore you hit. I will draw the animation of you hitting it. No, it fires the round based on the percentage, and the percentage determines the width of the cone, whether it's tight for high accuracy or wide for lower accuracy, and then compares your trajectory from your gun to the tile and the object standing in the tile. So it's a ballistic model. It's not just, did I hit, do the animation. Even though it could say 14%, if you're close enough with your cone, you might hit at closer range at a much higher percent than it's saying, like the 14% there. So let's go grab our autocannon dude here. Let's throw a grenade over here so we can see. Good. Looks like we're clear in that direction. Peek around. Yeah, that's the edge of the map, so I don't have to go very far. Yeah. Also, the whole idea of this cone is definitely something they didn't explain in the game at all. So one of the things you really can do early in the game is get super close to a enemy and fire auto fire, because you're going to get a large amount of shots. It's going to be within a cone, and even though it'll say like 6% chance to hit, because it's that 6% is at the maximum range of the cone. If you can understand like how a cone works, how it tapers down, that's 14% that's going to hit within that circle at the max range. Well, if you're close, it doesn't matter how big that cone is or how wide it is, because it's the whole enemy is within that cone. So, yeah, as I was, yes, 95% chance in the newer game, as TJ is saying, to hit with a shot where the gun's literally clipping through the head of the alien. In this game, you won't have that. Because of the ballistic model. And Tony is the person I mentioned earlier in a previous episode. This game is so good. I really can't play the new ones and enjoy myself compared to the classic. It all depends on what you define as the quintessential XCOM experience. For me, the only thing that really breaks me in the newer games is the lack of different firing types and the different damage model and the pods. The pods drive me crazy, because I always have to be thinking, I don't want to move too far because I might wake up another pod and have to fight another 4 to 12 dudes. Where in this, you're dealing with doing a tactical sweep like you would as a soldier, or playing paintball, or playing airsoft. You're sweeping an area, moving forward, looking for enemies. Where in the reboots, you're not looking for enemies. You're looking to contain your engagement, because you know that if you start engaging enemies, they're not going to wake up the other pods. The other enemies aren't going to start coming for you. So I should keep that a little bit shorter, but that's kind of the reasoning behind it. No. A lot of undergrowth here. Who has the... Need more light out there. Always need more light on a night mission. Out of range. Okay. Looking good. Okay. Now it's my time to... when you're getting off the Sky Ranger, use these legs as cover. They can't be shot through. They soak up damage. They do have a model, so they don't block the entire square, but at least it's some cover. This game does not have a cover mechanic like the newer game. The 2012 game owes a lot to cover shooters like Gears of War. And Gears of War was the one that really kind of pushed the third-person cover shooter idea. So, there is no actual cover in this game. You move behind something and the ballistic model handles it. It doesn't reduce your chance of hit. Okay, still in the green. Internet's holding up. That makes me happy. Okay. My pick people off. Go. What are you doing? Face that door, because another alien might come running out. And another thing I really like about this older game is the John Carpenter-like music. It's John Carpenter. He's a god. Also a hardcore gamer. He is one of his favorite games of all time series is Assassin's Creed. Okay. Well, normally I might do a beeline to get in the UFO, but I don't like doing that without finishing my sweep. Why are these maps so big? So, finishing my sweep is my primary concern right now. Oh, look at that. And that, children, while you finish your sweep. You don't want to be stacking up. Here we go. You don't want to be stacking up for entry here. Keeping all your time units apportioned for taking care of aliens once you get inside. while there's aliens still moving about in the background. Finish your sweep. Always finish your sweep. So, bereft of a grenade launcher, I'm going to throw a grenade. Ooh, I don't know where that went. Well, gotta hope for the best. See if I can make a shot. Nope. No shot. Well, one thing that will happen here is aliens should not be able to damage the tank. It should be distracted by the tank getting close to it. It shouldn't go and target other soldiers, which is what I prefer. This is a bit risky, moving this guy in the darkness without having lights ahead of him. Something I really shouldn't do. Well, in that case, I will throw another light. I'll throw another light at this guy's feet. Perfect. Now, he can pick up the light, and he can throw it. The darkness. All right, perfect. No other aliens noticed. So, and we have some people watching that door. With this guy here, so he can be ready to make a move on the UFO when it's time. And the Sky Ranger's empty. End turn. Oh, that grenade landed. Perfect. Lots of movement inside. Like the edge of the map's there, so I'm gonna go up on top of the ridge. That should attract any enemies. And when you're using the tank here to scout, you want to put it in position so it can be seen as many enemies as you can. You don't want to do that late game so much because they can do enough damage to wreck your tank. But early in the game like this, where they're armed with pistols, you can pretty much use your tank just to use a term from MMO. You can to tank the shots instead of your squishy, vulnerable humans. Okay. This is a small UFO. That might be it for Wanderers. Hoping. Find out in a second. Okay. Oh! Okay. A lot of times when you sight a UFO, it has to be very, Tony asks, it has to be very large for double doors. Yes, it absolutely does. A lot of times you'll have a person other than the person who sights the alien make the shot. The reason you do that is to not draw reaction fire. Reaction fire can be triggered by an alien being shot at or you moving in its cone of vision. But this guy's right on top of me. Again, got a 14% chance to hit. But that's a 14% chance to hit a tile at max range. So I'm going to hit this guy with probably all 3 bullets. As I said, I'm going to move this guy out of the way, or he gets his face shot off. Yeah, straight in the face, auto fire. Trying to think here, well, before I got distracted by getting surprised by a sectoid right by the door. So you don't want to draw that reaction fire, so you have someone else fire behind who's watching within the cone. Again, the cone's a 90 degree like this. And that's why I have people facing in all these different directions to make sure that all the angles are covered. Like, for example, this guy right here, he's only watching in this sort of cone. So any sort of movement over here is completely not seen. Luckily, you know, this guy's kind of covering his back by watching here. But there's not a lot of light. We're right at midnight right now, so the map's as dark as it can get. But the map edge is there, so the likelihood of a sectoid hiding in this spot right here is pretty low. Might be down here, though. So, he got a pretty good peek in there. I can probably move away from the UFO's door here. And I'm just going to chill right now. I have Because I think Rainier Hartman and Jason Shaw are going to do the entry here. Okay. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm going to wait. Because I heard a lot of movement. I heard a lot of doors opening. I want them to have their full time units. So let's further stack up here. Yeah, the guy with the heavy cannon, explosives, you go face a different direction, please. I don't need you shooting anybody in the back of the head. Yep. I mean, generally I do everybody in, except for like two to 4, depending on the situation. But again, it's a small UFO. There shouldn't be more amount of easy difficulty, so there should only be 2 or 3 aliens left inside the UFO. Well, I'm hoping. I've been wrong before. Let's go have this guy pick up the ground flare. Throw it deeper into there. Okay. Good. Tanks moved, so let's end turn. Yeah, Small's gonna have the 6 aliens. Yeah, 6 to 8 in the higher difficulties. There was 1 UFO out here, 1 there. Oh yeah, there should be 3 inside. Yep. Luckily, he must have used most of his time units because that blind movement there could have drawn a shot in the back. But I have enough time units. No, I don't. Make a decision here. Okay. Let's force him to come around that corner and face these guns. All right. Yes, Tony says it's been a while since he's read data of this game despite playing it off and on for 24 years. Yeah, you do. I only had experience-based information on this game. You know, the UFOpedia site, which kind of contains all the information for Open XCOM now, which I'm always on because I'm working on this mod all the time. Contains like all the deployment data and how much stuff how many aliens you're facing in different situations. So I mean, all the information's out there, but back in 2000, back in 1994, 97 when it came out in the Xbox, not so much. He should come stomping around like, oh, being brave, are we? And he retreated. All right. Kind of wild. Usually once you're in, they're pretty aggressive. Oh, there we go. Yee. Always that danger I'm moving there. Center mass. Sectoid drops. Door opens. Left-hand turn. Okay. Good. 1 square here. Peek towards the consoles. Another thing they don't explain in the game is you leave time units for reaction shots. You only get snapshots. You also can get name shots if you have enough, but generally the computer is always going to pick snapshots. The computer will never pick auto shots unless you mod it into the weapon in Open XCOM, which is something I still need to do with a few weapons. But I'll get to that later. Oh, there's an alien somewhere. Oh, look at that. And our mass hit. And done. That's a successful mission in the base game. That pretty much covers like 90% of how you want to play the game. I didn't get a chance to show that situation where you let someone else shoot, but yeah, that's what. Yeah, you can the buttons at the Tony says you can reserve here. In fact, I'm gonna go. The game autosaves. I'm gonna go load the battlescape here. Oh, what was that? Load game, load battlescape. Yeah, so there's buttons down here that let you reserve shots for auto shot. So you can reserve shots for snapshot, reserve for auto shot. So what that does is, say I grab this guy right here. If I say reserve time units for auto shot, it will should only move as far. There we go. Reserve time units for auto shot. I've played this game so long I don't use that option anymore. I generally have a pretty good idea. Also, one of the options you can turn on in the game shows these move markers. I don't really need it so much for the move markers or to see when I'm going to not be able to fire after moving, where you get yellow here. That means I can't use aim shots. I use it so I can confirm. I have to basically click twice to move. It's very easy in the base game to just accidentally click stuff. Like right there, if I just clicked there once, it would start to move. This is a big problem in this game, big problem in the reboot. And this prevents that, because you don't want to be caught out. Especially in the reboot game where everything's cover-based. So you think you're clicking next to some cover, and all of a sudden the selector jitters a bit, and all of a sudden you're one square away from the cover, and your guy's dead. So you have to go save scum, because the game's being stupid. But yeah, that's the base XCOM game. That's how I play it. That's how I get moving in the bit of a net hiccup sounds like. Thanks, Cat. That's how I play the base game. That's how I generally start out the game. Once you get moving from there, it becomes pretty easy. Terror sites never get any easier. Generally always going to be taking losses. I will generally put off researching lasers. Like, I can show that right now. So right now I'm researching the laser rifle. What I immediately want to research, in all honesty, is alien alloys, because then I can research personal armor. And once you get personal armor, your soldiers can take more than one shot without dying 90% of the time. You don't. And dead soldiers means soldiers don't get experience. And with soldiers not getting experience, I mean your soldiers are always going to suck. And suck at hitting, and pretty much be a nightmare to use. So getting that personal armor early on is a high priority. So I'll generally pull everybody off but one scientist from whatever my current project is, and move towards alien alloys. And that pretty much covers the early game. You're going to want to figure out where you want to stick your second base. So what you'll do is you'll go to funding, figure out where your money's being made. Like USA, again, highest in the game. Covering Russia by itself isn't really worth it, because France is paying you almost twice as much. So sticking a base that covers Germany, France, and Spain gets you even more money than the USA. Looks like in Asia you're definitely going to want to be covering China and Japan, because those are your two major funders right there. And then you just slowly expand your base, slowly expand your coverage, try to look for alien bases, and make your way up the research tree to go all the way to Mars. And with that, I'm going to cut tonight's stream for tonight. That was 3 episodes. I still have one preliminary episode left, episode 0, which we covering the team. Catastrophe Black. I'm pretty sure I follow you on Twitter. Yeah, I'm very sure I follow you on Twitter. So I'll have a few questions for you, so I can produce a background for your soldier in here. I'm gonna be working on the website. In the meantime, hope to have it up by next Monday. It will have We'll have graphics and stories and dossiers for all the soldiers. Some story-based pros on the project, and more little bits of entertainment. But for now, call it a night. So thank you for watching. Those who stuck through all 3 episodes, have a good night, be safe, and make good decisions. Good night.